Begin afresh every morning.
Devotional Thoughts for Women. Greetings, my beloved friends. Today, April 14th, 2023, our devotional is entitled Saul's Fear and Envy. The scripture reading is taken from 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 29. And Saul was still more afraid of David. So Saul became David's enemy continually. In spite of the fact that David was a musician who cheered King Saul up with his harp when he was depressed, he had been ignored. When David killed Goliath, Saul asked who that young man was. Was he so focused on himself now that he could not recognize those who served him? That sweet musician became a valiant warrior who freed all of Israel from the hand of Goliath. Those who offered their services to you today could one day be placed in positions of great responsibility. Saul honored David for his military feat. But when he saw how the people, the army, and even his own son Jonathan accepted and admired David, he began to look at him differently. The Bible specifies that Saul's jealousy of David was because of his fear. Perhaps those who are jealous of you actually feel intimidated by your strengths, which make their own deficiencies apparent. Ask God to give you David's attitude to love them as he loved Saul. Saul's hatred and envy towards David led him to humiliate David by demoting him to captain over 1,000 after having been over the entire enemy. David accepted the demotion with humility without complaining or indulging in self-pity. His cheerful, humble attitude won him the admiration and respect of the entire nation. The faults of leaders towards their subordinates can serve as stepping stones towards success for those they treat unfairly if we proceed with the same wisdom and prudence that David did. If you are being treated unfairly by your superiors, remember that God is training you to give you a greater responsibility. Saul's hatred and envy had no limit. He prepared an evil plan to make David fail. He asked as a dowry for the hand of his daughter for David to deliver the foreskins of 100 Philistines. David accepted the challenge, and being the powerful warrior he was, he presented Saul with 200 foreskins, inspiring even greater admirations. What other plans in order to harm you can be used by God to achieve his purposes by giving you victory? Envy is the offspring of pride, and if it is entertained in the heart, it will lead to hatred and eventually to revenge and murder. Ask God to remove all envy from your heart.